Good morning, everyone. This is Jennifer Sanchez. You are watching the Wise Morning Coffee Chat Show. Happy Monday, everyone. You know what this is all about. If you don't know, this is a show about inspiration, conversation, motivation. We go on live every Monday morning. We're a little bit late today, but it's okay. We had a little technical difficulties, but we are here now. And who am I? I'm the founder of the Women's Institute of Self Development and Efficacy, WISE for short. We put on conferences, retreats, coaching programs, networking events for women to help them elevate their lives. We want women to become unshakable, faith-filled, and purpose-driven. We also have a sub-running community where we encourage women to get healthy. And to definitely we want to encourage women to have body positivity, right? We want them to focus on health and wellness. We want to start the process of getting healthier, because I truly believe that if we physically are not healthy, our businesses, our personal lives will suffer as a result of the lack of healthiness. Good morning, Angel. And then, of course, I'm also a real estate investor. So that is who I am. And I actually, super excited because I have a property under contract, my first property under contract. Yeah, that is actually really exciting. I work in the real estate investment world, but now I have my own property that I'm working on. That's who I am. Kim, can you introduce yourself to the viewers?
Sure. Good morning, everyone. My name is Kimberly Montesinos. I'm a mom of two adult children. I'm the owner of Crystal Clear Cleaning, which we provide services in the Northwest suburbs for residential and small commercial business. I also love to educate people on how they can convert their home into a non-toxic environment through cleaning, through eating, through it's a whole online store that you can order and have shipped to your door. And it's all non-toxic products like a Sam's Club, an Amazon, or a Costco. Um, so that is me. I love being a co-host here with Jennifer in the Wise community. So let's take it away this morning.
Yay. And I see, let me show Angel because I know she's watching. Good morning, Angel. And she said, yay, I'm excited to still, working on what I'm going to actually do with the property, but super excited about it. For those that are watching, this is the part of the show that we enjoy the most. It's always our coffee time, which is part of the show, right? So the whole premise around this is, how many times have you met an entrepreneur and said, let's go get a cup of coffee? So this is kind of why we do this. And it started all through COVID. This show has been on since COVID, right? Yeah, we've been doing this since COVID time, since 2020.
Yeah.
Now we're doing this on the show every Monday. So what are you drinking, Kim?
I'm actually drinking Susan Lucci this morning as well. It's a hot water with lemon. So I'm doing we should call it a Jennifer now, a Jennifer Sanchez, right?
She's
It's
doing
a
it,
new generation drink.
I
So
love it.
I have definitely been on a health kick since my partner had a heart attack last month. It really did jar me as well, and also to support him to be more healthy. So, in order for people to change habits, you'd have to have someone motivate you, right? So, I can't do the same thing and expect different results. So, um, just to just help him out and also obviously help myself. I feel much better exercising and taking care of myself more. So, um, I do have a mug from Christmas, but I wanted to start off my day all is calm because right Mondays always have this notion that it's chaotic and terrible, and so I just wanted to start it off like it's all calm, it's all good. Change that
The tone.
the tone. Thank you.
Yeah.
Change that tone.
Yeah, I agree. I think for me, Mondays, I've always loved Mondays, to be honest with you, because to me it seems like it's a fresh start. It's the start of the
Hmm.
week. If you guys have taken the coaching program or been involved, you guys know this is planning week, right? Like we get to plan the rest of our week out today. Or Sunday night. I call it a Sunday night meeting, and it's what my coach put into me. Like, always have a meeting with yourself to plan your week. So the fact that it's Monday, it's like, let's make it a good week. Let's have a
Right.
good conversation, right? That's how I see it.
And that's a great mindset. most people look at Mondays as a dread. That's why I said let's look at it exactly like what you're saying. Like it's not chaotic. It's calm. It's fresh. It's new. Let's take it on. Let's embrace Mondays, right? Let's do that. What are
Yeah.
you drinking this morning? Let me guess.
You know what I'm drinking. I'm drinking the Susan Lucci as well, or the Jennifer Sanchez, whatever we want to call it now, right? Um, I'm starting. So one woman in the community, and she's encouraged me to do intermittent fasting. Um,
Mm,
and I like to fast. I fast for religious purposes. I've fasted for or faith purposes. I don't like the word religion. I don't consider myself religious, but I do like to be spirit led when I do fast.
yes.
Um, so I'm gonna try to do this because she said she lost 100 pounds off of 18 hours no eating, 6 hours eating. That was her schedule, and
Wow.
yeah, and when I was speaking to her, and of course I'm big on let me try something, see if it works for me, and if it doesn't work for me, I'll let it be. So I definitely want to try it and see how that works in my lifestyle and see if I can bring that into my lifestyle as well, because I got to
Right.
be mindful, like it might not work for my lifestyle, so I'm trying to figure out, like, well, what are the hours that I would do it. So I'm not going to have no coffee until noon, only water. So I said, okay, I gotta do only the Susan Lucci right now because I can't
Right,
do
right.
anything else. So and I'm drinking it out of the Ladies Are Limitless
Oh,
mug.
I love it. I love that.
I agree. We are limitless. Absolutely.
Absolutely. That's interesting. We'll have to talk about that next time. Like do that. And as soon as you said the 6 hours, I was actually thinking if I would do that 12 to 6. That's what immediately came to mind because that's kind of like your base of your day. Because I'm a morning food person. I like breakfast and things like that. So let us know how that goes because I've heard a lot about it. Or what is it?
Intermittent fasting.
Intermittent fasting. Thank you very much for helping me with that.
Oh
So
yeah,
a
no.
lot of people are doing it, and I guess it's a new way of the body naturally, with obviously eating correct food, really breaking down that fat and getting you healthy, allowing your I think it has to do with your metabolism, if I'm not correct. Just really kicks it in, right, Jennifer?
Yeah, and from my understanding, I'm still researching this, and whoever is already experts, I know there's people that already love this type of stuff.
Okay.
It makes your body go into ketosis, right, where it's burning
Mm,
more fat. So I was like, okay, and it makes sense, when I was speaking to the it's Uni, she's in our community, she's the one that kind of encouraged me. And I was like, okay, this makes sense. Our bodies really don't need food. I mean, if we're thinking about, like, I don't know, prehistoric times or
right.
biblical times, I highly doubt people were like overeating, having big meals. I mean, especially if it's like there's lack of food for whatever reason, you just have to eat and hold on to that and, survive. Like if you kill the animal, I'm sure it wasn't like, yeah, here, we're going to kill another animal next week. Like I'm pretty sure,
Right.
we had to save and preserve that food. So I'm just gonna try it. I'll give you guys an update. I think
Yes.
this week I'm gonna do 12 to 6.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try to be real mindful of what I'm eating between 12 to 6 too. And then I'll just give you guys an update on how that works. Cause I've done fasting where it's 3 days. Oh, the max I've done is 9 days only water. Um,
Wow.
but that was like a very spiritual fast for me, where it was like I needed answers to questions I had and I needed to be directed because food is a distraction. It
Yeah.
is.
Okay.
Our body is, when we eat, our body's digesting. We're not really thinking clearly, right? Because of how much energy it takes to digest food.
Gotcha.
So we'll see. I'll give you guys an update on how this goes.
Yeah, I would be very interested. I'm sure a lot of our viewers would too, especially if it's something that can contribute to helping. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll,
I'll
i
definitely I'll let you know.
okay.
But so Kim, do you want to go into the conversation of and this is different conversation for those that are watching, but we wanted to talk about like elevator pitches. And I know Kim, you're a big networker. You've always loved networking. You've ran a networking community for so many years. Can you go into a little bit of like, let's just talk about elevator pitches and
Sure.
what
So
that
I'll
is?
just start from the beginning. I know that when you are networking, no matter if you've done it for a while or you're just starting, elevator pitches are a must. Some people call them introductions, intros, elevator speech, whatever it is. It's you getting um, 30 seconds or a minute. In most cases, a lot of cases, it's just 30 seconds, right? To talk about who you are, what you do, and what makes you different from the rest. Okay. And that is something that takes a minute. It takes a skill, it takes your thought process. Um, and it's very nerve wracking. A lot of people think that in the beginning. It's because it's nervous. If you don't know the answers to those three questions, it can stump you. So in business, you always want to be prepared, and 30 seconds is fast. You want to become very comfortable with speaking about yourself and your business, because you can use that when you meet somebody in a store. Networking doesn't necessarily have to mean that monthly meeting like we have in our community, right? It could be, how many times have you been somewhere, you're in line at a store and someone just says, I like your hat, where did you get it, right? um, and you just start a conversation, and that's an opportunity. Some of us might wear a logo on our clothes, right, while you're out. And if someone says, oh, like, I'll use Crystal Clear Cleaning. If I had on a Crystal Clear Cleaning shirt and I ran to Home Depot and someone's like, oh, is that your business? And then you can say, yeah, my name's Kimberly Montesinos. I'm in this area. I do residential cleaning. So for me, I'll just be really quick about it. For me, my elevator speech was, I didn't start out with my name. I started out with three things a person needs. What would my um,
Yep.
ideal client need? Most of my clients, it's all of them, they want more time. They want to focus with either with their children, or focus
Hmm.
on their business, or they're not capable of doing the labor intense job that cleaning takes. So
Hmm.
that's how that is the audience that I'm looking for. Do you want to make more money in your business? Do you want to spend more time with your family? Do you want to take more time to take care of yourself? And then, asking that question, you get engagement. And then you end by saying, well, my name is Kimberly Montesinos. I own Crystal Clear Cleaning. Let me help you. Or if we're talking about whys, it's so easy to for me to bring somebody in the community, because I love talking about women and advancement and empowerment, and how can we help you, and selling a community. Not selling, wrong word. Talking about a community of women that come together to help you achieve your goals.
Yeah.
That's always like a big light, like for someone, especially, how many times do you come across that? You being in the real estate industry now, you're even networking more, and you just meet people, and there's always a need. So it's really imperative, if you're in business, especially, to have that elevator, what they call elevator or introduction speech.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it becomes like a habit with what you
It
say.
is
Like it's always the same thing that you say.
always.
I know that, and the reason why we're sharing this because our networking, for those that are watching or watching the replay, our networking events are being more strategic to help women become entrepreneurs, or already you're an entrepreneur or a business, someone in business, and you need to network, you need to put yourself out there, you need to conversate with people. So this Saturday, we're going to gather and have a networking event at Ponce Restaurant on Saturday from 9 to 11, and we're going to have someone discuss elevator pitches and how to create an elevator pitch, and why is an elevator pitch necessary.
Hmm.
So for me, you know, I was taught, especially in other coaching programs, like it should be something like what, like exactly what you said, Kim. What can you do for people, right?
Hmm.
I mean, yeah, you come across like in my field outside of the real estate, like coaching. There's so many coaches out there,
There
a lot.
are.
It's very competitive. Like, and sometimes I've heard people say they don't even like the word coaching because it's so used and misused, right?
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, even thinking about like the training that people have gotten, like what training have you gotten? How much coaching have you received, right? Like questions like that. A lot of people ask, but for me, I kind of think about, well, I help women become unshakable, faith-filled, and purpose-driven. Like,
Right.
that will differentiate me
Right.
from someone else who is, oh, I'm a life coach. Oh, I run a community, which is great. Those words are great. But how do you differentiate yourself from all of that?
Right. Exactly. That is the most important piece of having the elevator speech. And it's I think it's I when I go back to my younger self 10 years ago, I didn't realize I would love networking because I was always the girl in the back of the room. I didn't want to speak. I hated to get in front of a crowd. I wanted to minimize myself because I love to go to things to learn but not be seen. See the difference? But then when I went through a divorce, I had to change that dynamic. I needed to be in the front of the room and let people know who I am because my business dynamic changed. It was no longer a part-time assisted business. It needed to be a sustainable business. And I'll just tell you ladies out there who are in business, that piece changed how people came to know me because you do business or you coach with people you know, like, and trust. So if
Mm,
you're feeling like you need a community, if you're feeling like you want to find your purpose, if you're feeling like you you want to be around a support group that truly accepts you and is authentic in that and wants to really give you the tools that you need to succeed, then that's where wise comes in, right? So when you start to know what you need, then you really do need to know when you become more confident too, actually, because when you have those three things, like you just said, you said that off of your tongue like a regular conversation. I know what I want with women, right? And it becomes habitual, and it does build your confidence, ladies, because I went from being in the back, and I mean the very back of the room. Even in college, I would sit like in the back to the mid section. I never sat in the front. I just did not want to be the front. And that changed, and I still have that in me. I'm not always trying to be in the front, but when I'm asked to come to the front, I have confidence now because I know what I'm going to say. I know what my goal is. I know how I want to help people. I have a service heart. I'm a servant leader. That I know even what kind of leader I am. I'm a servant leader. So when you know the questions to those answers, you become more confident, and it's you become more marketable in your market. Like you're saying, there's so many coaches, and I agree with you, Jennifer. Oh my gosh, that word coach has been misused. But here's the thing, the coaches who are successful like yourself, they know their niche. So they're very, you're not trying to be a coach in finance, you're not trying to be a coach, um, in something that's not your niche. You know exactly what you want, and you know who you can help, and you have the resources to help other people if need be, but your niche is very laser focused, and that just helps you in business all the time, all the time.
absolutely, absolutely. And I think it really helps. I love what you're saying, Kim, about when you go into networking events. And there's a lot of people. Hey, Adriana, I see it. She's on here. She's in our cohort right now. So I'm glad
Oh,
she's watching, Adriana.
hello.
It is intimidating, right?
Oh,
To go to networking events and throw yourself out there and just make conversation with random strangers. It actually probably is really awkward. Like, who thought of this, right? Like, who thought of, let's put a bunch of strangers in the room and let them conversate and see what comes out of it. But one thing that I learned in really early on, and I'm thankful for the mentors that came in my life, they forced me to go to the front. Or like if I'm hanging out with this mentor and we're going to a networking event, and she's the type of person that's going to sit in the front, front. She would be like, I'm front row center. So I'll be like, oh darn, I gotta be front row center because I'm with her.
Right.
So so then I got trained, okay, front row center. I got trained networking, talking. Like she would force me to talk. I'm 21, 22, 23, and she's forcing me to have conversations with, higher executives. And I'm sitting here like, who am I? Who am I and why am I talking? Right. But that was actually one of the biggest things that impressed a lot of people early on that I would meet. I was young, I was just throwing myself out there. So something about just going for the conversation, introducing yourself, and being confident. That is what attracts people, especially in networking events, right? I think someone.
Absolutely. That's what attracted me to you. When you came to Weasel's, no joke. I mean, you were, I remember where we were. I remember you sat across from me. The thing that, because, Weasel's is mostly Caucasian. So I remember, first of all, seeing you and you were a young Latina. And I'm like, oh, what is she doing? What does she do? That's the first thing I thought. I was like, what does she do? She's so adorable. Then when you got up, that's when I said to you, oh, I'll come to your events, right? And then when I went to your event, you didn't come across to me. Your confidence, I never once since I've known you labeled you as, I know you're younger, you're a lot younger than me. However, because of your confidence and your youth, that was attractive because of how you presented yourself. So what you did to me was I wanted to support you. Right? That
Yeah.
was, I kept saying, "Oh, I want to support her. She's out here, she's doing it. I know she's nervous inside, but she's doing it, right?" And you stood up, you had the confidence, you knew what you wanted to say, you talked about whys, and you've grown in those 10 years of me knowing you, like from that young girl, but that young girl was still there. She showed up. She said, "This is what I want to do." And then you took that dream and you advanced it, right? And so that's the whole idea, is to get there and be present. And
Hmm.
just know this, everybody, is even if you do it a million times, there's always that little even now when I get up in front of people, before I stand up, it's this butterfly thing. I don't know what it is. I mean, I know what I'm gonna say, right? I'm very confident in, especially in my cleaning business. I'm very confident in that industry. However, I still get nervous. But you know what I did? This was the trick, and I'll share this with you. I love entertaining at home. Before I became a business owner, and I still love it, but I'm busier. I used to love having parties at my house, having family at my house, having barbecues. So when I started leading a group, I remember the first day I was shaking and I thought, how am I going to get through this? I was profusely sweating and but what I did is I said, I'm going to treat this as if these ladies are coming to my house.
Mm.
And I'm not serving, I'm serving them food, but I'm going to give them value when they come to my house.
Mm.
So I want everyone to feel like they're going to get something, they're going to learn something, they're going to meet someone that can either help them, or I'm going to connect them with somebody where they can learn and to get to another level in their professional life, or maybe in their personal life. But my goal was that every woman that walked through the door was gonna have some kind of aha moment, or meet someone, or learn something, right? And they were in my house, and it was my, like, I was entertaining. So it took a it I would say after 3 or 4 meetings, it started to become, like you said, Mondays, how Mondays are. Oh, it's a new chance for me to meet somebody. It's a new chance for me to meet a new lady, just like you are with Wise. Like, that's how it is with Wise. You, on these meetings, on the coffee chat, who's going to jump on the coffee chat? Like, we've met new ladies on this coffee chat, right? And I love that. Or when we go to the event, like, you ladies need to come out on Saturday. That is so magical. It's magical because at the last one, it was overflowing, and there were two ladies that came there that just heard about us, and one was just looking for community. She really didn't know what she was looking for. She
Yeah.
just wanted community. And boy, by the time she left in those 2.5 hours, right, she was just like, oh my God, I feel so bad. She was even from another state.
Yep. Yep. I remember.
So, I mean, what do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many things you can, um, that can pour into you in a networking event. But if you're in business, you definitely want to join us on Saturday, because that's an imperative piece to your business, and it's a changing piece to your business. It will definitely help you. So then when you get those butterflies, it's a tool to help you. You'll have the butterfly, but you'll be confident with the butterflies. You'll fly with them instead of going away from them, right? You won't,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, no, definitely. Like there's always that anxiety or that, oh, I gotta
I
talk
know.
to people, right? But for me, and that's a great idea, Kim. Like now I know, like I never thought of it as like it well, yeah, in my own events, I feel like, well, this they're coming into my house. I
Right.
gotta take care of them, right? And I get that. I also use the whole idea of like if anyone does any acting or has acted before or likes plays or whatever, I also have to turn on a switch. So, like, for me, there's a switch that has to get turned on to get into, okay, it's networking mode time. I'm going to
Hmm.
talk, I'm going to smile, I'm going to put my best foot forward, right? I'm going to be mindful of my body language, of how I carry myself. Um, because if I don't do that, if I don't turn on the switch where it's like Jennifer goes into this whole different persona, right? And it's not like I'm deviating from who I
No,
am. It's
no,
just
right.
get advan what's the right word? Just highlighting who I am times 10, right? Like I got
Yeah,
to add more to the way I carry myself in a networking event because of course people do judge you by the book, the cover.
sure,
That's
sure.
a lie. That's people don't judge the book by its cover or how people say that
That
expression.
is, you said it. Don't judge a book by its cover.
That's you get judged. Let's just be honest.
We do.
You do the way you carry yourself, the way your hair looks, the like earrings. Like this would be like a big in corporate America.
Right,
This is a big no to wear
right.
these big hoops.
That's right.
It really is. And even like doing red nails, like that's a big also like it's I'm pushing it, right? But I've been the last couple of years I wanted to be more authentically me. I wanted to be more like I want people to know I'm Latina, right? Because sometimes I get confused as Caucasian or Asian. I
Caucasian
seriously,
Asian. I love it.
yeah, I've gotten Italian, I've gotten Filipino, I've gotten Korean, like I've gotten some like different. So I try to be real mindful of like, no, I want people to know that I am a Latina woman. I'm
Okay.
Hispanic and I'm proud. That's why I wear like hoops now, or I'll wear big earrings because it's my signature look, my
Got
signature
you.
card, right? I don't know how we got into this, but
That's okay. You know why? Because actually, that's branding.
it is
So
branding.
the branding and knowing and having your elevator speech, like you have your elevator speech and you have your brand. So some people it's color. They wear the same color all the time, no matter where they're
Yes,
at, right? Because when you see that person, you relate that color. That's their brand, right?
yes,
So that's a beautiful thing. You're branding yourself as this Latino woman who, and so when you do walk in, the hoops that would normally be looked at as like, oh, that doesn't, that's not very professional, is no, it is professional, and I'm making it professional, and you're making a stance. So that's another topic that layers onto actually the elevator speech. So you just brought up our next whatever we're going to talk about
yeah.
in one of the meetings.
We should. This is a great conversation
Yes.
because the way that we dress, the way that we carry ourselves, the way that we speak, it
Hmm.
has a big deal with is someone going to want to do business with me?
Absolutely.
And I'm going to,
Absolutely.
and Kim, you said it, you were attracted to me, right?
Yes.
Like
Yes.
you gravitated towards me, I gravitated towards you. There was
Hmm.
something that we both, whether it's spiritual or physical or just we saw each other, we knew that we were like, we wanted to
Right.
like support one another. And that's the same with other events. We go to other events, you put yourself out there, you're going to attract the people that are attracted to you,
Right.
right?
And that energy, right, Jennifer? The energy that you put out. Hmm.
Correct. So I definitely think this conversation is great. So thank you for everyone that's watching. I want to make sure this Saturday, Ponce Restaurant, the address 4313 West Fullerton Avenue, Chicago. Me and Kim are going to be there. We're going to be networking. We're going to get some great Puerto Rican food. Puerto Rican food's my weakness, so like I gotta have that like once a
Oh,
month.
well, food is my weakness, but definitely Ponce is up there.
Ponce's up there with the acapurias,
I
yes, and the
know.
pinchos and all
Oh
that.
my
So
God. The
yeah, I'm getting
jibarito sandwich. Oh my God,
jibaritos.
I'm ready. I'm
Yeah,
ready.
you're like, I'm ready. Like, let's start preparing now for the meal.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, so join us on Saturday from 9 to 11, Ponce Restaurant. We're going to be talking about elevator pitches. I am going to have a guest speaker as well, talk about how to put together a great elevator pitch. So thank you so much, Kim, for being my co-host.
You're welcome. And let's ask them, do you have the Eventbrite so they can go in and RSVP for that?
Yeah, I'll be putting it up today. So then for
Okay.
those that are watching, you can sign up. It's free. Just buy lunch, just
Right.
buy food. That's all that we ask.
And you don't want to miss it, ladies. You don't want to miss it. Even if you're not in business, come out. It just helps build that confidence. And if you're part of the cohort, it's another piece, again, to help you with the confidence, get some more knowledge in your pocket, and meet some new ladies. We'd love to see you.
Yes. Thank you, Kim. Thank you, everyone, for watching. You guys have a great rest of your week.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye.